The man, observing from a distance, watches in bewilderment as Jiang moves erratically, twisting and leaping. He exclaims at how unusual it is but quickly warns him to stop jumping, as it could disrupt the test. Jiang quickly composed himself, acknowledging the warning. He then begins running toward a large glowing stone in the distance. It seems too easy at first, but as he moves forward, he notices a strange change. His body starts sinking. His eyes widen in shock as he realizes that he is being pulled underwater. The deeper he goes, the heavier his body becomes, making it harder to breathe. As he descends further, unfamiliar emotions flood his mind: despair, sadness, and anger. But through clenched teeth, he forces himself to focus. He understands now. He must resist these emotions. Just as he surfaces from the water, a familiar voice calls out his name. Turning around, Jiang is stunned to see his uncle, Li, standing behind him. Confused, he asks him what he is doing here. His uncle looks at him with a firm expression and tells him that he can't be extraordinary by his nature. He will only hurt others and himself. Panic sets in as Jiang turns and runs, shouting that it must be an illusion. But as he looks ahead, Li appears again, blocking his way. He tells him that he must realize his inability to do this. Suddenly, more clones of his uncle show up. They tell him that their great prosperity has collapsed. Mountains and rivers were destroyed by the invasion of the strange creatures, and the world is dangerous. He insists that Jiang could live a happy life without getting involved in such things, and asks why he is so insistent on becoming extraordinary. They point forward and tell him that the extraordinary is not just strong, but they also have a strong willpower. A massive creature appears in front of them, and members of the night patrol run towards it with torches in their hands. The image of his uncle points to these men and asks him if he is really capable of becoming like them. The creature rampages through the city, leaving devastation in its wake. Buildings crumble, stones scatter from the force of its destruction, and lifeless bodies fall from the sky. Jiang watches in horror, covering his head with his hands as the terrifying sight unfolds before him. Amidst the chaos, Li's voice cuts through the air once more. This time, he lights a cigarette and declares that this is the fate of the extraordinary. He asks Jiang if he truly wants to end up like them. He tells him not to deceive himself. He just wants to show off that he is one of them, and this is the truth. More and more copies of his uncle appear, repeating the same words. They compare him to countless teenagers who dream of being heroes, wanting excitement, admiration, and love, yet unwilling to put in the effort. Jiang starts to get overwhelmed by all of these voices. They accuse him of wanting to believe he is different from others, even when he has no real abilities. The realization creeps in. Perhaps he truly isn't special. He clutches his head, sinking to his knees as the illusions around him laugh mockingly. In the distance, he can see a fiery flame, burning brightly amidst the darkness. The night patrol guy who died in the start approaches him with the flame. The images explain to him that the dark side of the world isn't just a hidden layer. Even with the bright sun overhead, there will always be things unseen. This is the hidden world. Jiang reaches out, but the guy vanishes, and his torch falls into the water. Once again, terrifying monsters appear in front of him. The voices tell him that the disaster isn't actually facing the dark side, but being extraordinary. The image of his uncle appears again and asks him if he is truly capable of being extraordinary. Hearing this, Jiang looks up with a furious expression and clenches his teeth. In reality, he is inside a room, being observed by the night patrol officer, who stands with his arms crossed. The green-haired girl enters and asks about the situation. He smiles and tells her that he is not doing bad, but he has been spinning around all this time. She notes that this is normal, since not everyone can handle the pollution he inherited. The guy agrees, but points out that only people with strong determination can advance. As for Jiang, he still hasn't shown any signs of fatigue. The girl looks to the right and suddenly notices the stone turning red. This shocks the guy, who doesn't understand how it is possible. Even though Jiang has not gotten close to the stone, it has already started glowing red. The guy stares at him in disbelief as he can't believe that he has already reached level 5 with that distance. The girl touches his shoulder and wonders if this could be a rank 6 situation. He frowns and tells her that he is not sure since only 15 people have been able to reach that level so far. Jiang steps forward, and the guy watches, unable to comprehend what's happening. As Jiang gets closer, the light seems to be fading. He quickly asks the girl to check his wristband for any errors. The girl assures him that the data is correct. The guy is still in disbelief since the closer Jiang moves to the stone, the stronger his willpower should be. However, with each step, it seems like his willpower is getting weaker. Jiang continues moving cautiously, reaching out toward the stone. The guy, still confused, questions if this is some kind of joke. Even someone at rank 6 shouldn't be able to do this.